Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
You know what happened to me is the whippoorwill of freedom zapped me right between the eyes on my way to work this morning.
The whippoorwill?
And I think it's because I live and breathe this Philadelphia freedom. You know, from the day that I was born, I waved the flag.
Yeah.
Philadelphia freedom took me knee-high to a man. He gave me peace of mind my daddy never had.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of where I am right now.
I bet I know what you listened to on the way in this morning.
Yes. Yeah. I thought, what a weird lyric that is.
Yeah.
The whippoorwill of freedom zapped you right between the eyes. What does that mean exactly?
What's a whippoorwill?
A whippoorwill? I don't know. Is it a form of a tree?
A North and Central American nightjar with a distinctive call. That didn't help either.
It's
a bird.
A bird.
Okay.
Huh.
Well,
it's not a branch. It's a bird. It's something that sits on a branch.
I see.
Okay.
Wasn't trying to show you up or anything. I literally had no idea what that was.
I didn't either. Which is why I thought it was such a weird lyric.
And
wait, the whippoorwill of freedom zapped you right between the eyes? So what happened to you?
Okay.
I don't even...
Oh, the bird pooped on him.
Maybe. And it hit him right in the right between the eyes. That's nasty.
Gross,
That's
Elton.
even worse than Joe Biden had happen to him a couple of weeks ago.
Right.
And by the way, the last line there gave me peace of mind my daddy never had. Not gave me a piece of mom my daddy never had. That's what my wife thought the lyric was.
No.
I've always been confused with why does he gave me a piece of mom my daddy never. That's weird.
Oh,
yeah.
no.
Yeah, it would be.
Yeah.
If that's what he was saying.
Family issues.
But, yeah. All right. 888-900-3393. Welcome to the broadcast, the program, the show. Joe Biden yesterday signed a bill that aims to streamline U.S. military aid to Ukraine. Good. It's not been streamlined yet. We've been wasting a lot of...
Yes.
Okay, good. So he signed a bill that will streamline the lengthy process of supplying Ukraine with the military equipment needed for the fight against Russia. He said, I'm signing a bill that provides another important tool that directly supports the government of Ukraine and the Ukrainian people in their fight to defend their country and their democracy against Putin's brutal war. And, of course, the Putin price hikes here in America. He didn't say that part. Biden's signature on the Ukraine Democracy Defense Lend-Lease Act of 2022. That just rolls right off the tongue.
Like whippoorwill.
Yes. It's not a wheel. It's a whippoorwill.
It's a will.
Yeah.
Sorry, my bad.
Will make it easier for the U.S. to lend or lease military aid to allies affected by Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Biden already has some power to lend or lease equipment, but the legislation he will sign into law will ease some of the requirements for doing so.
Good. Are we going to make them like sign a sheet, like a checkout sheet, if they're just borrowing them?
Yeah, I guess so. They borrow them for a while, discharge them, kill a bunch of people with them, and then they send them back to us. How much of this equipment are we getting back?
Boy,
I'd like to know. I want to follow up on this. Lend-Lease Act. Shut up. We'll never see that equipment again.
And seriously, that equipment that we left in Afghanistan.
Yeah, $80 billion worth. Wouldn't that come in handy right now?
Oh, my.
You know what? You can have our Afghanistan leftovers.
Here
you go. Go get them.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll tell you. We'll give you the address. Back up a few trucks and load them up. Head back. Why not?
Numbers don't mean anything, man. We are a country just printing dollars left and right.
Yeah. Well, and last week he was asking for $33 billion in extra aid.
Yeah.
It's 40 already. Now it's up to $40 billion.
Yep.
Wait, what happened to the $33 billion? You went up $7 billion in a few days?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Under the measure, Ukraine can request streamlined transfers of U.S. weapons and other security assistance. The U.S. will get guarantees that the country will replace or reimburse the assets at a later date. Will they?
Okay. Stop.
Will they? We all know they won't. And he wants Congress to immediately pass that $40 billion Ukrainian bill.
Yep.
Warning for the first time that existing aid will run out in approximately 10 days. Get it to my desk in the next few days, he said in a statement. But he said yesterday that congressional leaders told him to decouple the effort in order to quicken the aid to Ukraine. Biden initially, requested $33 billion. Jeez, I can't believe it. What happened to the 33? Now it's already 40.
But less than what I like your Pathead Chipman 2000 reminded us this morning on Twitter that 3 weeks ago, Vladimir Zelensky said, yo, G7 countries, I want $50 billion to fight this war. Well, how kind of us, the taxpayer in America.
Now we're doing 40 of the 50 billion?
Yeah, and that's something?
That's nice of us.
That's good.
That's nice of us.
What time did you wake up this morning, Pat Gray?
2:30.
2:30 a.m. You woke up at 2:30 a.m. so that you could go and pay an exorbitant amount of cost for gas to fill up your tank, right? To drive to work early in the morning before the sun comes up, just so you could have money just confiscated by the federal government from your paycheck to just write a check to Ukraine to fight a war, another war, against a country that hasn't attacked us.
Right.
And so this is a good day in America, right?
Yes.
Good.
Yeah, when you look at it like that.
Yeah, motivation to wake up early.
Jeez.
That's so ridiculous.
And the thing is, we've gotten so used to it that almost there's not many people that care anymore. You know, we're just, oh, yeah, okay, that's only 40 billion. That's not bad. We've been beaten over the head with trillions now. And so billions don't sound like anything to us. And millions are like, pfft, what are you talking about pocket change for? Let's move on. I mean, nobody cares. Most of the Republican Party doesn't care. You know, they don't bat an eyelash at 40 billion.
Yeah, besides, they're not taking that money. They're just printing it.
Right.
And just printing it, making the money that you do go and earn worth so much less to buy so much less at the store.
And have we come a long way since the founding of our nation? And, in fact, since way after the founding of our nation with Davy Crockett when he was a congressman. And they wanted to give $100,000, I think it was, to the widow of a war hero. One of the war heroes in the War of 1812 was, killed and left a widow behind him. And so Congress, I guess she wasn't doing well, and they wanted to give her $100,000, which was a heck of a lot of money back then. And Davy Crockett was the guy who stood up and said, wait a minute, these are sacred funds from the American people. We're not just going to give them away to a widow. I mean, even though she's a widow and her husband was a war hero, no, we're not going to do that. And I think they voted it anyway. They approved it anyway. And that's when he said, you can go to hell, I'm going to Texas.
That's what set him off?
I think so, if I remember that story correctly. That's what set him off.
Oh, no.
You can go to hell, I'm going to Texas. We don't have anybody that fights like that anymore. Well, maybe Rand Paul. Mike Lee is, wants to do constitutional things. I don't know if he's as thrifty as Rand Paul, but there's hardly anybody fighting for the American taxpayer anymore.
Nope.
And nobody cares.
To your point of what happened to this country, you ever heard of the Texas Seed Bill back in 1887? It was a federal law designed to send $10,000 to purchase seed grain for farmers after a horrendous drought in Texas. The law was vetoed by President Grover Cleveland. What? And his veto ultimately killed the law from being passed. So that is equivalent to basically $270,000 today. And Grover Cleveland was like, no, that's not an appropriate constitutional use of federal funds.
Nobody talks like that. Nobody thinks like that anymore. Not in office, anyway. And that's what we need. We need people who understand that the taxpayer dollars are virtually sacred. You don't just spend them on anything you want.
Mm-hmm. But it's not rule of law anymore. It's how are you feeling? How can we make you feel better?
Yep.
Let's do what feels good.
I remember when they sent federal aid. Well, I don't remember it, but I remember it from history books.
Uh-huh.
And this isn't one of those, Jeffy, my grandpappy told me.
Grandpappy.
When the hurricane of 1800 or 1900, the hurricane of 1900 decimated Galveston, Texas. The federal government was trying to send help. They stopped them at the border and sent them back. They're like, no, we don't want your help. We're doing it here. We're all pitching in. And Texans are going to take care of this. And Texans did take care of it. And we don't have a country like that anymore. So, another $40 billion. Is there any chance they don't approve it? I don't think so.
No, in fact, they're going to start working on it today in Congress.
Good for them.
Yep.
Good. Let's get it right to Zelensky and his people.
Just write a check for $40 billion.
Right. And you know what? Just deposit it. Do direct deposit right into the Ukrainian account.
Right. Don't make them sign for it.
No.
Because then they have to wait for the overnight FedEx deal.
Yeah. What if it took 2 or 3 days? You don't want that.
You could see Vlad just sitting at the door, just looking out the window, like, is that FedEx truck here yet? That check.
Take that worry away from him.
That's right.
Direct deposit it into their account. That'd be great.
Numbers do not matter anymore.
And they don't lie either, if I'm not mistaken.
And they don't lie.
I think I've heard somewhere where numbers...
Where have you heard that?
Don't lie. I'm trying to think. Numbers don't lie. I don't know. I don't know where I heard that.
Corby's asleep.
The numbers don't lie!
Thank you. Okay.
That might be where I heard it. I'm not sure.
Huh.
Important happenings at the European Parliament yesterday. Was this the opening session?
Oh, yeah, they're busy, man. They're working, fighting for Ukraine. And
Good.
What better way to do that than through an interpretive dance? What is happening?
So this is how they kick off the session?
I don't know,
I take it.
I don't care. At some point during the thing, who cares?
What a weird deal.
So weird. There we are. Just okay.
What are you
You
doing?
look weird. Your nanny looks weird. You guys are both weird.
Right.
Wait, pause. Can you go back and pause that last shot? Look at that one chick sitting there like, what is going on? She's looking out the right side of her eye like, don't you dare dance over here, bro.
Don't get near me. Don't get near me. At least we haven't had interpretive dance breakout at the Capitol building that I know of. I mean, that probably gave him some idea.
Bro,
Nancy
you
Pelosi
did it.
will have
you
that.
just spoke it into existence.
Yep. Hey, you know what? That's a really good idea. We'll do an interpretive dance to start off the session.
Oh, my goodness. Actually, I do want to see Mitch McConnell sitting there looking like, what is happening? That would actually, okay, now I want it.
Do you?
I want to see
You'd
that.
like to see it?
Yeah.
Even if it costs taxpayers money?
No, I don't want to see it.
That's a worthy expenditure. Go ahead and do it. If it costs less than $1 billion, go ahead. How much could it cost? You know, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
We've got money. Just spend all you want. We'll make more.
Yeah.
We'll just digitize more.
Yeah, the math, it will add up. We'll figure out a way. We'll make it work.
Don't we always? Mm-hmm. Don't we always? Speaking of politics, Governor Hochul says she's not sweating the potential independent run by Andrew Cuomo. Well, then you're pretty stupid. Because
Confirmed.
Probably going to cost you the election. Hochul said she hadn't lost any sleep about her disgraced predecessor, Andrew Cuomo, potentially launching an independent bid to oust her. During an interview on ABC that aired Sunday, Hochul denied to weigh in when asked about her message to the scandal-scarred fellow Democrat following the release of a poll that showed he could play spoiler if he mounts a long-shot independent bid.
Wow.
I have no message, she said. Everyone will do what they choose to do. Hochul told anchor Bill Ritter that she was proud to lead the Empire State and will continue being focused on delivering for New Yorkers. Will you? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Delivering what?
We certainly already have at least 6 people running for the seat, she noted. I'm working hard. No one will ever outwork me. And I'm very passionate about the work I do. Although the article says about the word I do.
Oh, God.
And I'm very passionate about the word I do. I'm pretty sure she didn't say that. New York Post.
Oh, no. And they're good, man.
They're good.
They don't usually screw up like that.
I know.
Huh.
A poll of registered voters conducted by Emerson College / The Hill released Wednesday showed that Cuomo getting on the ballot as an independent could give a Republican contender a better shot. Obviously, because if Cuomo runs, he's going to split votes with Hochul. And so maybe the Republican sneaks in then.
This could be fun. This could be entertaining.
Yeah.
Republicans may have an opportunity in New York for the governorship.
In the hypothetical matchup, 33% of the voters said they would support a generic Democrat. 33% would back the Republican. And 16% would vote for the disgraced former governor, while 18%, I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
It's 33-33 between the Democrat and the Republican. In New York? Huh. Wow. I'd say Democrats are in even more trouble than I thought they were.
She might want to, start losing sleep and make a plan.
Yeah, I think it's about time.
To fend off Cuomo.
I definitely think it's about time. Let me tell you about Real Estate Agents I Trust. If you're trying to sell your home, you need help. Frankly, you don't want to list it by yourself. You don't want to get some kind of realtor who just dabbles in the industry and doesn't really know what they're doing and may not do the best job possible for you. You need a real estate agent who's going to come in and take charge of the situation and let you know if you need to paint the house or who you can talk to about that, where you can go for that. You need to replace stairs in the backyard. They have a phone number for you. And if you need repairs and remodeling, somebody for that, they can help you with that. That's the kind of service you're looking for in a real estate agent. Real Estate Agents I Trust is Glenn's company. And when you have the kind of agents who work with us, working for you, you can rest assured that you're going to be in the hands of a capable team. RealestateAgentsITrust.com. The name says it all. RealestateAgentsITrust.com.
Beware, Pat Gray is unleashed.
Next week, the Pennsylvania Senate primary happens. And we have this video of Dr. Oz discussing the COVID vaccine with Wendy Williams. This happened last March, so March 2021.
Yeah, just as it was really rolling out.
So this is making the rounds now.
So, are you planning on getting your vaccine?
So he just
No.
got his. No.
No, I don't trust it.
Uh-oh.
I've never gotten the flu shot either,
Look at
though,
him.
and you and I have talked about that. And several of the doctors on my team talked to me about, Wendy, we'll get
What?
the flu shot. I've never had the flu. I'm not getting a flu shot. I very rarely get a cold. I never have headaches. I don't take an aspirin because I feel my heart murmur or something like that. I'm not getting, no, I don't trust it. There, I said it.
Nice.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go back to vaccines for a second, because what you say and believe is so important to a lot of people. I mean, millions and millions of Americans are
Oh,
going to
yeah.
say Wendy
Pause it
Williams
for a
didn't get
second.
vaccine, so I
Yeah.
don't want to get
Everybody's waiting to hear what Wendy Williams is going to do. I know I was pretty much on the edge about getting the vaccine until I heard Wendy Williams say, no, she's not getting it. And then I thought, wow, well, then neither am I.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
So I knew you were considering it for a while.
Right.
And then I know you decided, I'm not getting it.
Uh-huh.
I didn't realize that
Wendy
it
Williams.
coincided with...
Yeah, Wendy Williams.
Makes sense now.
Yeah, like millions of us.
Sure.
You know.
I mean, that's why I refuse.
Is
It's
it?
just whatever she
Yeah.
says.
Yeah, that's, I mean,
I didn't want to say. I was kind of embarrassed.
I know.
That
You
was
shouldn't be,
how I
because
made my
everybody's
decision.
like that.
Okay.
Well,
'cause-
how does Wendy Williams feel about it?
And as I've talked
You know?
about on this show for 2 years, I'm not taking the vaccine. We've never peeled back that layer until now. And I feel like this is a safe space because you just were vulnerable and admitting why you were pushed over the edge and not getting it. And look at that. We both have now come to an understanding that whatever
Yeah.
Wendy Williams says,
Right.
that's what we're going to do.
That's how much I respect her,
Sure.
Keith. And I think everybody does. You know, so
Obviously.
anytime you got an important decision to make in your life,
Wendy Williams.
wait to see what Wendy Williams thinks about it.
Amen.
And then make your
This is
decision
why I don't get the
accordingly.
flu shot either.
Right.
She's
Me too.
My spokesperson will continue now.
Me too. All right,
millions
let's
and
see
millions
the
of
rest.
Americans are going to say Wendy Williams didn't get a vaccine, so I don't want to get a vaccine. So let me just ask you, if there's anything that could happen that would make you feel comfortable, 10 million people get vaccinated without a problem. Your neighbor gets vaccinated, a sibling, your son gets vaccinated, someone that's dear to you gets vaccinated and does well, that might make you think, just to get past the hassle of having to lie on my back, recovering from COVID-19, or maybe not recovering, is not worth the risk, that I might actually consider this vaccine.
I'm not getting the vaccine. Listen, 10 million people and more have the flu vaccine. And how many people per year catch the flu?
More than 10 million.
No, I'm not getting the vaccine, Dr.
Oh.
Oz.
Dr.
I'm not.
Oz.
I don't trust it.
Thank you.
Okay, he doesn't know where to go with this.
You don't trust about it, the fact that it was made quickly, the fact that we don't have enough follow-up. What specifically is
all of the
bothering you
above,
about
Doc.
Doctors are really smart people, but doctors don't know everything.
Right.
And that's been proven as well. I'm not getting the vaccine.
Okay, got it.
And I'm not saying that you shouldn't get the vaccine, everybody watching. I'm just saying I'm not getting
Well, it's too late.
the vaccine.
You already sealed my decision.
Wait a minute. I didn't. Oh,
So-
see, in March of 2021, you and I didn't keep watching.
No,
We stopped
right.
right there. We didn't realize that she said we're released.
That is something else because Dr. Oz doesn't know what to say. He's out of his mind with, oh my gosh, I can't let this stand. I can't let Wendy Williams say she's not getting the vaccine.
Right.
That influences too many people. You could tell he was in a total panic right there.
Yeah.
That's
It's like,
amazing.
can you believe this is happening? She's saying this on my show?
What producer didn't do their job and get her opinion prior to the interview? Because he didn't want that going out.
There you go.
Well, that guy's running for Senate.
There's your front runner endorsed by Donald J. Trump.
Yeah, that was a mistake. Even his most ardent followers were like, wait, Mr. Trump.
To be fair, I mean, Dr. Oz's take on the vaccine is probably identical to Donald Trump's as well. I mean,
Yeah. I mean, Trump pushed it forward, got it done, and then took the vaccine because he trusted the process. And then, it's been fine. If he wants to do that, do that. And he did. But the rest of us don't have to.
What makes me so mad looking back at this, it's not the people that decided that the risks were there and I'm going to take it. I mean, fine, take it, whatever.
Yeah.
It's the people that were forced. If you want to keep putting food on your family's table, if you want to keep being able to pay the rent, pay the mortgage every month, then you better roll up your sleeve or we're not going to let you work here anymore. That's
Completely
the kind
wrong.
of stuff that angers me.
Completely wrong. Where for a while, my body, my choice went completely down the drain. They couldn't care less about it. Now all of a sudden it's back.
Back in style, baby.
Yeah. And this time it's pissed. Report says 50% of Brits will be vegan or vegetarian by 2040. Half. Wow, you better start making more Beyond Meat or whatever that's called.
Oh, impossible. Yeah, impossible to
meat.
Stomach. No.
Impossible to stomach.
Oh, good.
Both those, Impossible and Beyond, are, I mean, they are really in style right now.
The aftertaste on those are so nasty.
Kind of nasty. It's pretty good when you just take a bite of it, right?
If that's it, yeah.
Yeah. But because of the chemical process, I think, you get some kind of nasty aftertaste. Plus, who knows what that's made of? Like bean curd or
it's
something?
made of dog food, remember?
Dog food,
It's literally the same recipe in dog food. And I've never crawled down on the floor and eaten alongside my dogs. Like, hey, can I have some of that? Come on.
No, you need to share this with your owner. I'm going to get right down there and start eating it, too. Yeah.
Dog starts growling. It's the same thing.
A report commissioned by No Meat May has found that by 2040, 50% of UK consumers will avoid meat and 15% will be fully vegan. The research was conducted by food futurologist Dr. Morgane Gay. Dr. Gay's research also found that within 2 decades, Gen Z will no longer see meat as masculine and will be ashamed to buy it in public.
Oh, God. Okay.
Reportedly, almost half of this generation already feel embarrassed when buying products containing dairy. Are you serious?
I mean, Calvin Coolidge, man, you talked about earlier, where's the America we had?
Yeah.
What was one of the last things he said after FDR got elected? I feel I no longer fit in with these times. If that is factual right there, good night.
You're right.
Ugh.
Dr. Gay's report highlights the urgency in switching to a plant-rich food system as quickly as possible. Yeah, no. How about we don't do that? The report also issues stark warnings about the environmental impact of animal agriculture, predicting that the planet could be uninhabitable within 3 decades if meat consumption is not reduced. Now, see, that's just a lie. There is no such prediction from actual respected scientists on that. With the growing drive towards more sustainable options, air protein could be a key method of food production within a decade.
Say what?
Air protein?
Okay, now I'm going to have to Google.
I've never heard of air protein. That's the protein you get from breathing air?
I don't know.
Is that what that is? Air protein. Wow.
Air protein, turning elements in the air into sustainable protein that eliminates compromise between taste, nutrition, and climate threat.
Okay.
Okay, hold on.
All right.
So air protein is a better sounding thing than air meat, which is another way of saying it.
They both sound kind of disgusting to me.
So it's basically like Impossible and beyond.
Oh, right. Right.
Air protein.
Get
out of here. This is.
I
can't.
I know.
I mean, it's
asinine.
So dumb.
Are these really adults coming up with this stuff, or are we being run by pre-K students? Like kids in kindergarten are actually making these decisions and giving them to the parents who then put them in these research studies. It is crazy what's going on right now.
I mean, the stuff that we used to roll our eyes and go, okay, that'll be good, is now the policy.
Yeah, it's public policy now. Yep. The DOJ has announced a new office to enforce laws around the climate crisis and toxic pollution. Okay. Attorney General Merrick Garland announced yesterday, or last Thursday actually, that the Justice Department is opening a new office aimed at addressing the department's environmental justice efforts. The environmental justice. Anything followed by the word justice, you can almost guarantee it's a socialist program. Low-income communities and communities of color face larger risk from pollution. Do they? Really? How is that? I hear that all the time. Climate change affects minorities way more than it does white people. How? In what way? But that's according to scientists and health experts. More than 40% of Americans live in areas with unhealthy air quality, according to the American Lung Association, and people of color are the most harmed by it. I love when they have to put that in the article just to make it, I don't know, what, more incredible, something that we have to pay even more attention to, because if it's just white people dying from it, yeah, we don't care. That's not a problem. But wait, more people of color are harmed by this. Oh, okay, now you have my attention. The DOJ's Office of Environmental Justice is part of the Biden administration's strategy to prioritize environmental justice, specifically as it relates to the climate crisis, after the issue was largely ignored during the Trump administration. You know why it was largely ignored by the Trump administration? Because it's all bullcrap. That's why. That's why. He rolled back all the restrictions. He started a sane policy where the environment was concerned. I mean, nobody wants dirty air or polluted water. But we have cleaned those things up like 1,000% since the 60s and 70s.
Yeah, but climate justice now, Pat.
Yeah, climate justice now. That's what we have to have. All right. 888-900-3393. More Pat Gray Unleashed coming up. Gas and diesel at an all-time new high. All-time high. Wow. So this is worse than, what was it, like 2014, where the last gas crisis kind of happened and prices skyrocketed so high? It's higher than that. Oh, Okay, good.
Yeah, the average price now $4.37 for unleaded, right?
Jeez, that's crazy.
Wow, look at that. It was $2.39 when Biden took office.
Now it's $4.37. Wow. So it's gone up almost $2 a gallon since he took office.
Yeah, I'm clicking around on Gas Buddy. I'm finding gas in California for $5.80. Yeah, looks like $5.80 might be the highest
In the country?
in California. Yeah. Good. I mean,
$5.80. How do you do it? $5.80, and then you got to pay who knows how much for your tiny little house. Jeez. I don't know. No wonder California's losing population. Got some tweets here. Benjamin Flensborg tweets, the European Parliament is about as meaningless as a three-legged horse. It's the UN elected commission that decides everything. Anyway, self-appointed narcissists. Speaking of lunacy, the lunacy dance in the EU Parliament. Rowdy Introvert tweets, how about you guys stop mocking the interpretive dance and consider beginning every show on Wednesday with an interpretive shuffle from Jeffy?
oh, Jeffy, you're on notice.
That would be seismic.
Wow.
He mentions.
24 hours from now, Jeffy, come prepared with an interpretive dance.
From JD, I wonder what if someone had tried interpretive dance when the founding fathers were writing the Constitution. Probably would have danced around the musket fire around his feet.
Can you imagine?
Carol remarks, air protein to protect the environment? That doesn't seem right. Seems like you would be damaging the environment by taking its protein from the air. We mentioned the Department of Justice's environmental wing last week. Remember this Biden official from then?
We have solutions that can deliver. We're actually going to do 100 rules.
All right.
Oh, good.
This year alone on appliances.
And she's proud of that.
Just like you asked. We are developing partnerships on how we work together for new building standards, even for sustainable airlines. Who'd have thunk that they'd be all in, but they better be or they're going to be out of here.
Wow. Okay, well, there you go. There you go. A little fascism there for you.
Good times.
A little fascism goes a really long way. Jeez. Play that very beginning. Play it again one more time, because there was something else that was at the start of it. There's so much
We
here.
have solutions that can deliver.
Oh, yeah, wait. Okay, I got it. 100. We have 100 new rules for your industry because you asked us for it. Who asked for 100 new rules? What? So did the appliance industry really ask the Justice Department for 100 new rules that they have to now adhere to? I kind of doubt that. Jeez. The lies and the spin, incredible, from every single person in this administration. Meanwhile, we've got electricity shortage warnings growing across the U.S., from California to Texas to Indiana. Electric grid operators are warning that power generating capacity is struggling to keep up with demand, a gap that could lead to rolling blackouts during heat waves or other periods as soon as this year. Yay! Won't that be fun?
How much more can we take?
If everything goes dark for just a little while, pretend like, I don't know, you're on a camp out with the kids. It's just be a great time to get together with the family and have some fun.
Get your ghost stories ready.
Right.
And your flashlights need fresh batteries.
Right.
Because it's coming.
Get some wood for the fireplace and roast some marshmallows while the power is off. Won't that be fun?
I don't know. I mean, in the summertime, you don't want to heat up the house any more than it already is.
Can you imagine having a fire when it's 103 in Dallas and 100,000% humidity?
Yeah, I would like to point out that, speaking of Dallas weather, when we walked out of this building a week ago, it was 52 degrees, and it was chilly.
Yeah, felt
and
great,
now
too.
we're flirting with 100.
Yep. Yeah, isn't that fun? Isn't that fun? California's grid operator said Friday that it anticipates a shortfall in supplies this summer.
Good.
Especially if there's extreme heat, wildfires, or delays in bringing new power sources online, and those exacerbate the constraints. The Mid-Continent Independent System Operator, or MISO, which oversees a large regional grid spanning much of the Midwest, they said last month that capacity shortages may force it to take emergency measures to meet summer demand and flagged the risk of outages. In Texas, where a number of power plants lately went offline for maintenance, the grid operator warned of tight conditions during a heat wave expected to last into the next week. Good.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Well, that's good, but
yeah,
I'm sure it'll never happen in America.
No, these places are in America. California, America.
Never heard of it.
The Midwest in America.
Don't know.
And Texas in America.
Vaguely familiar on that last one.
So the bottom line is the left is getting what they want. They're getting an energy supply crunch.
Yeah.
Little shortage there.
Can we just build another? Are there windmills that are they not working? Do they not fill that gap for us? All those precious windmills that dot the landscape.
We have so many of them. Surely they are filling a gap, right? No, it's amazing how little they supply.
It's ridiculous.
It's amazing. Solar, wind, you name it. All these sustainable energy sources account for, I think it's 6% of all of our energy.
Need to shut them off, because if it just saves one bird, right? I mean, it's constantly hacking up birds and stuff. And
if it just saves one bird,
if you
isn't
just
it worth it?
Shut down your little windmills and turn them into nesting habitats.
Yeah. So we've got that, an energy crisis, potentially. Then we have this. Biden's breadline crisis, the anatomy of the American baby formula shortage. Now, my daughter is having a heck of a time with this because she's got a baby, and she's on formula, of course, and it's almost always gone. They can't find it. My son-in-law has to get up really early in the morning a few times a week and race to the store to see if there's been a fresh shipment because it's gone immediately when the shipments arrive.
Wow.
And so he goes all over town. Nope, nothing here, nothing at Walmart, nothing at Kroger, nothing at Sam's. Maybe Costco has something, and he just searches for it.
Seriously,
several times a week.
Weimar much? I mean, seriously,
yeah.
We are.
I mean, the
right there.
Baby formula shortage is already here. That's already here.
How
at
long
least
does that
in
stuff
Texas.
last on a shelf?
I don't know. I don't know.
Like if you could stock up.
Yeah, if you could hoard it.
Whoa, no, I said stock up. See, okay.
Yeah,
tomato, hoard, stock up. Okay. I wonder if you could do that. I don't know.
At the outset of his presidency, Joe Biden promised competence by a bigger, better government.
Wait. Okay, forget it. I'm done. Good night.
A few days ago, one of his loyal allies exposed a gross incompetence by federal officials on Biden's watch that defied that promise and inflamed a baby formula shortage now panicking parents nationwide. Rosa DeLauro from Connecticut, a reliable liberal ally, unveiled documents showing the Biden Food and Drug Administration was alerted by a whistleblower last fall about potential contamination issues at the Abbott Nutrition baby formula factory in Michigan and failed for months to act aggressively.
Oh, boy.
The FDA reacted far too slowly, she said. That's
in October, they were warned that, hey, you got...
Yeah, let's see. What was it?
You said the fall?
Yeah, somewhere in the
October.
fall. So probably October.
I heard that somewhere. Okay. And so they didn't do anything.
Didn't do a thing.
And so babies are drinking contaminated formula for all we know over this time.
The Congresswoman, chairman of the powerful House Appropriations Committee, laid out a 4-month-long trail of federal bumbles and stumbles. The report came in October 20th. The whistleblower didn't even get interviewed for 2 months. The plant didn't get inspected until January 31st. Oh, God. And the recall didn't get issued until February 17th. Huh.
So we got multiple issues here.
Yeah.
We got contaminated baby formula for up to 4 or 5 months here.
Right.
Then when they finally do the recall, now they don't have the supply ready to replace what they are pulling off the shelves. Thus, we have this crisis now in May.
So even Rosa DeLauro, who is, yes, a solid liberal, questioned why did the FDA not spring into action? Why did it take 4 months to pull this formula off the store shelves? How many infants were fed contaminated formula during this time? By parents who trusted that the formula they were buying was safe. How many additional illnesses and deaths were there due to the FDA's slow response. Good questions, especially from a Democrat. Now it's escalated into a national crisis. There's videos of bare shelves and panicked parents all over America. And it kind of looks like the images that we've seen of bread lines in former Soviet republics. They're rationing now baby formula. If you can find it, they don't let you stock up. So you have to just get what your one can of it, and that's going to have to do for a while. The problems began even before the recall as inflation, labor shortages, and supply chain slowdowns began putting pressure on the baby food staple last fall. In November, baby formula was already substantially more expensive, and supply shortages had already risen to 11%.
Oh, it's a fun time in America, is it not?
It's incredible what's going on. It's like third worldification
there it is.
Of the U.S.
I mean, you just went through multiple crises in our country going on simultaneously.
And essentially brought on by the Biden administration. He's hurt this country in more ways than I could have possibly imagined. I mean, baby formula shortages? Would you ever think that was a thing in the United States of America?
Yeah, somebody on Twitter yesterday said, with all this old man has done in the last year, thank goodness his first 47 years in D.C. he didn't do anything, because where would we be now?
Right.
I mean, seriously.
All right, let me tell you about Rough Greens. If you're a dog owner, no doubt you love your dog, and you consider your dog a part of the family. And I've been telling you for a while about Rough Greens and how it changed my dog Belle's life for the better. She used to be a picky eater, one of the pickiest eaters in the world, and now she can't wait to get her bowl every time we feed her. And it's because of Rough Greens. When you sprinkle it on top, she absolutely loves it. This is a supplement that puts back into your dog's food the vitamins and minerals your dog needs, the probiotics, the antioxidants, basically everything your dog has been missing out on until now. And most dogs love this stuff, but just in case yours doesn't, you can get a free bag of Rough Greens for your dog to try out for a few days. If they love it, then you can jump in with both feet. If not, all you've paid for is the shipping. Just go to roughgreens.com, R-U-F-F Greens, roughgreens.com, or 833-783-3364.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
You know, you mentioned all these problems we're facing, inflation among them. Well, this afternoon, Joe Biden is going to give a speech about inflation and all the ways he's going to fix it. So looking forward to that. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. What are you going to tell us about today?
I'm going to bring down the price of pudding. Yeah. A lot of people, I love pudding.
Yeah, but
I love it.
Okay.
And
not practical for the rest of us, though.
The Putin price hike made pudding more expensive.
Oh, man. You got a real plan or something you can help us with?
Yeah, I plan to have somebody get Putin and give him a good hard spanking. And then that'll teach him a lesson. And then he'll agree to bring down the prices again.
Special envoy Larry Craig going to make a trip to Moscow, apparently. Okay, well, good.
You know what's interesting about this speech that's coming up is the Washington Post has already debunked a lot of the things he's going to say. A major talking point in the speech he's going to deliver today has already been debunked by the Washington Post. You know, that right-wing rag.
Just a rag, yeah.
Biden is slated to deliver a major speech today, and after repeatedly stressing inflation is temporary, Biden will contrast his plan to address the economic crisis, which has seen record gas prices, skyrocketing inflation, with a plan offered by Republicans. He'll detail his plan to fight inflation and lower costs for working families and contrast his approach with congressional Republicans' ultra-MAGA plan to raise taxes on 75 million American families and threaten to sunset programs like Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid. How many times have you heard Republicans talk about raising taxes on Americans and finally getting rid of Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid? If I had $1 for every time they said it, I wouldn't have any money because I have never heard them say this stuff.
Yeah. I feel like maybe there was one mention of that.
Rick Scott has a plan.
Yeah.
And the 75 million Americans he wants to raise taxes on are the Americans who pay zero taxes right now.
Pay your fair share, right?
Yes. Everybody should have skin in the game. So the people who are paying nothing, which is, I think at last count, 52% of the country. 52% pay nothing. And so he was saying, well, they should pay their fair share. But I don't know anybody but Rick Scott.
I was going to say.
Who's talking about sunsetting Social Security.
One guy saying that isn't an entire party's plan.
And so that's what the Washington Post mentions.
That's amazing that the
Isn't
Washington
that amazing?
Post called him out on that?
Yeah.
Wow.
Even before the speech happened.
What? Okay.
So they must have gotten an advance copy of what he's going to say. And they're like, no, this isn't right.
Okay, this got printed in today's paper probably, and then somebody is already looking for a new job. How did this get past the editor?
Right. Right. Jeez. McConnell said, we will not have as part of our agenda a bill that raises taxes on half the American people and sunsets Social Security and Medicare within 5 years. That will not be part of the Republican Senate majority agenda. We will focus instead on what the American people are concerned about: inflation, energy, defense, the border, and crime. So, the Washington Post rates Biden's speech false. It's a false claim.
Wow.
How about that?
Did you catch that, though? Mitch McConnell already anticipating a Senate majority
yes.
for Republicans?
That's right.
Wow.
That's right.
Careful, turtle man.
No, let's not count our turtles before they're hatched.
Maybe hide out in that shell a little longer.
Got some tweets here from Dragon Swag 4. This is America. We should never have shortages. This is supposed to be the land of the plentiful. So, yes, I do believe this administration is hell-bent on destroying this country.
Whoa, really?
Yeah.
No.
I don't know where he's getting that.
An American president?
Come on. Fatty McFat tweets, my wife and I have the same problem looking for baby formula. We've had to buy from Amazon, but now they're out too. So, once again, thanks for nothing, Biden.
Yeah.
Literally nothing on the shelves.
Right. You know, somebody posted this. I don't vouch for this at all, but it says what to do if you run out of formula. And it just talks about, you know, obviously your first line would be the formula or the breast milk. But then it talks about in 0 to 9 months, you know, you could also mix in some Pedialyte. You're familiar with that, right? And then up to, 12 months here, it says, you know, you could substitute with cow/sheep/goat milk because they have full fat. I don't know.
Okay.
Pea milk? Peas?
Like
milk?
peas?
What do you squeeze it into a milk?
The vegetable
I guess.
PEA?
Yeah.
I've never heard of
I mean, I know
milk.
there's almond milk.
Huh.
But I guess there's pea milk, too. And then when push comes to shove, I just give them water. Call it done. So that'll help, right?
Vern Lundquist tweets, baby formula shortage? Luckily, we can all lactate.
I've heard that. I've heard that's a new thing. We can do that now.
Doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman or non-binary. All of us lactate.
Yeah, I've not personally tried, but
no, I haven't
I'll
either.
Experiment today and report back.
Yeah. Rowdy introvert, the Biden administration, job performance well beyond your wildest dreams and imaginations.
So good.
Well beyond your worst nightmare, too.
Yeah.
So this is kind of not shocking. Biden's poll numbers continue to plummet. His approval rating craters, according to a new nationwide poll. The Civics poll of nearly 200,000 respondents across all 50 states found that just 36% of registered voters approve of the job he's doing so far, compared to 54% who disapprove. The poll also found Biden is seeing a positive net approval rating in just 4 states.
All right, good job.
And get this, Delaware is not one of them. Vermont, Massachusetts, Maryland, and Hawaii are the 4.
Wow.
He's underwater among every age group as well. 18 to 34-year-olds, His approval rating is underwater by 29 percentage points.
Young people?
Yeah. His approval rating sits at 27% compared to 56% who disapprove. 18 to 34-year-olds? Wow. Breaking down by race and gender, he's also in trouble. 62% of male voters disapprove, while just 30% approve. And then I guess 8%, I don't know. Biden is underwater with women, with 40% of women approving, 48% disapprove. White voters overwhelmingly disapprove. 63% of white voters, 29% approve.
That's a lot of buyer's remorse among the 81 million votes.
He sure is.
Just a lot of people changing their minds.
And we tried to warn you. So if you voted for him, we tried to warn you. Hate to say I told. No, I don't. I don't hate to say it.
No, it's fun, actually.
We told you. Told you. Biden's approval was strong among black voters. Not really when you consider it's only 65%. Really? You call that strong? Not among black voters, it isn't. 18% disapprove. 18%, that's, I mean, only about, 5% voted against him? Or was it 10%? What percentage did Trump garner of the black vote? It wasn't what we thought it was going to be. At the same time, he was barely above water with Hispanics who approved Biden by a razor-thin 2-point margin, 45-43. These are incredible numbers. Absolutely incredible.
Yeah. And don't forget, between 2016 and 2020, Trump improved in some places among black voters. I'm just trying to find out what the grand total was. I just don't know.
Keep looking for that. No. Yeah. Meanwhile, his approval is in the 40s in 11 states, the 30s in 17 states, and in the 20s in 16 states. In 2 states, West Virginia and Wyoming, Biden's approval sits at an abysmal 19%. Just 4 states approve of Biden. Hawaii, 51%. Maryland, Vermont, and Massachusetts, as we said. Delaware, not among those. It's just really incredible. Apparently now, we have a new leading cause of death in the United States of America. Do you know what that is, Keith? Corby, you have a guess on what's the leading cause of death right now?
Wow.
Right now, it's not abortion, apparently. It's not cancer. It's not heart attacks.
Stupidity?
It's not stupidity, but you're getting closer. Misinformation is the leading cause of death in the United States of America. Misinformation is killing people. So all you people are spreading lies, just know you're murderers. The head of the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, Robert Califf, says pandemic misinformation is now the country's leading cause of death. He said, I believe that misinformation is now our leading cause of death. Historically, the FDA has been relatively quiet and puts out definitive information through guidance or labels or regulatory actions that would be transmitted to consumers and patients through trusted intermediaries. But the world has changed at this point. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's amazing because I guess people see things online, like on Twitter. Just take it right to the bank. Mm-hmm. Is directly to the bank and do whatever they're told online. I mean, why do they believe we're so incredibly stupid? I mean, in some cases.
Yeah, I was going to say it's.
Okay, yeah, left of center, they're probably right. But come on. Can we stop with this misinformation thing? This is not the biggest issue that we face. If people want to, talk about the election being stolen, and by the way, there are those who believe the election was stolen in 2016, and they don't seem to get any coverage at all. Who is it? What's her face? The new press secretary is a conspiracy theorist who claimed that Trump was an illegitimate president. The new press secretary. So come on. Nobody talks about that. Jean-Pierre officially holds the title of Principal Deputy Press Secretary at the moment, but that's going to change here. And she said after Donald Trump won the 2016 election, despite the best efforts of the Russia collusion peddling media, Jean-Pierre claimed the election was stolen. Stolen emails, stolen drone, stolen election. Welcome to the world of unpresident Trump.
That's a cute one.
Isn't that?
Unpresident.
She used the hashtag unpresident Trump. Okay. She later strung together Hillary Clinton talking points to refer to him as illegitimate, writing, Trump always finds a way to take it to the lowest of lows. Not only is he petulant dotard, D-O-T-A-R-D, but also a deplorable, illegitimate president.
There's that word.
And see, that was all fine. That was all fine. Nobody was a conspiracy theorist then.
And this is Karine Jean-Pierre,
whatever. Yeah. Yeah, the new press secretary taking over for Jen Psaki later probably next week. Monday would be her first day, I would think.
Okay, good.
So that
is good.
That's good.
So
These
Biden
people are great.
Had 90% of the black vote, and he had
90%.
65% support him still. Wow. So he's lost.
That's a huge drop. That's 35 percentage points. 25 percentage points.
But still, I mean,
still too early for math.
So yeah, every day's too early. It doesn't matter the time of day.
25 points in a year and a half.
Right. Clinton had 93%. I guess 92. 1992 is what I'm referring to. And Obama had 97%.
Wow.
So Biden had the 90%, which was already low among his contemporaries, and now he's down to 65% support.
Who approve? Yeah.
Black population.
We also have an update on the queer teacher from yesterday. Apparently, she's on administrative leave now.
Yeah. The school found out about that video of her taking credit for her previous students. Look at that.
Do we have that as a reminder? Do we still have that around?
Oh, you want to actually watch it again? I just told him, let's do a still shot. And boy, he picked a winning shot there. I don't know.
So she was bragging.
The kids from last year are now in 5th grade, and they come visit me almost every day after school. And a lot of them are queer because I am queer, and they figured it out, and so I've become their safe space. And today they found my Guess Who, and they started playing Guess Who, but they didn't play it the normal way. How did they play it? They used things like, this person looks like a lesbian baddie who's going to come over and make you dinner.
What?
Well, which one of these characters is a lesbian baddie that's gonna come over and make you dinner? Oh, Olivia is? Oh, great.
She needs drugs. This
which
lady
character
needs
just
mental
looks
help.
gay? Well, meet Mike. These kids, I'm so happy that they are figuring out who they are and that they're happy with who they are and that they found a safe place. But man,
they found it. She had nothing to do with it. They just stumbled into it.
Saying these things out loud.
All right,
even though I know they're all okay.
So she's on administrative leave, which hopefully means in a couple of days they're just going to release her.
Let's hope so.
Fire her outright.
The school says that she described several inappropriate conversations with former students, placed administrative leave pending a thorough investigation. Our teachers are expected to comport themselves with the highest degree of professionalism. Behavior that is unprofessional, in violation of state code, la la la.
Good.
But these kind of teachers are exposed by libs of TikTok.
Yeah.
And these kind of teachers are exposed because their parents are paying attention now.
Yeah.
Students' parents. And this is only a good thing. Get these people out of this profession, away from kids.
Yeah. And they're so brazen about it. They get online and start bragging about the fact that they're turning kids into something. Yep. Well, that's not your job. And if you're doing that job, like she says, they just figured it out. No, they didn't just figure it out. You talked about it. You, no doubt, offered that information to them and guided them along that path to them thinking they're queer now.
Yeah, rule of thumb, just don't talk about sex with the kids.
Yes.
It's pretty simple.
That's right. I don't care if you talk about your significant other, your life partner, whatever you want to do. That's fine, and that's not prohibited, by the way, by that Florida law that people are disparaging and lying about. So go ahead and talk about your life, but you can't talk sex with these kids. That's not your business. It's not your responsibility.
Boy.
And I don't think it should even be legal, frankly, because you're doing a lot of harm there. Then there's a teacher trying to explain biology to a bunch of woke students.
Yeah.
This is fun.
Yeah, don't try to explain to kids
Fair and equal
there's a
rights
man
for
and a
women
woman
to play
difference.
sports. Well, guess what they did? They're so woke. They let transgender men compete in women's sports this past year. So now you have a man with totally different chromosomes. I don't care if you're faking like you're a woman or not. You have man chromosomes. You have an X or a Y. That's it. And now these men can wrestle women and win a medal in the championship, even though a woman has worked so hard, or in track, or in anything. And so they undid all that they worked for females, and I thought we were supposed to be for females. Right? So we're so woke, we're going in reverse.
But they're females, aren't they? Like
No.
They identify as a female. They identify as female, so why can't they be treated like female?
I could identify as a dump truck. No. That doesn't make me a dump truck. But if I identify as one, I guess I'm automatically one? Are you going to use me like a dump truck?
Okay,
I don't think so.
Let me ask you this, Pat.
You won't have a lot of success with that.
If you go out here in the hallway during the break and you start walking backwards, if I hear a beep, 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 then I'll know.
I became...
You actually did become...
a dump truck. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You see how these kids have been indoctrinated? Well, what if they identify as a female, though? Yeah, that doesn't make them a female. You can identify as anything you want. Go ahead. That doesn't mean we're gonna change everything around us to benefit you and what you identify as, because it's not real.
Ridiculous.
But man, have they been just brainwashed on this stuff.
It's tragic. Really
sad and horrible. And if we don't correct it, it's going to be the death of us, frankly. Let me tell you about Tommy John. Is the summer heat starting to melt your ice cubes? Stay frosty where it counts in brand new Tommy John underwear. The most comfortable underwear you will ever wear. Doesn't ride up, very cool, keeps you comfortable all day long. When you're comfortable, you can just do everything better. And so it's really important, I think, to be comfortable all day in these. And don't forget about the Tommy John loungewear, because it is so silky, soft, and smooth and comfortable and looks great. And when you look great and you feel great, everything's going to be better for you. That's why Tommy John doesn't have customers. They have fanatics. With over 17 million pairs sold, people love their Tommy John underwear. And, of course, loungewear. Plus, there's no risk because you're covered with Tommy John's best pair you'll ever wear, or it's free guarantee. Shop TommyJohn.com/unleashed right now and get 20% off your first order. 20% off right now at TommyJohn.com/unleashed. TommyJohn.com/unleashed. See the site for details. Great to have you with us. 888-900-3393. Don't forget, you can also enjoy even more Pat Gray by signing up at blazetv.com/Pat. Enter the promo code Pat, and you get a year subscription, $10 off your yearly subscription. And you'll also get overtime, which is posted every day, noon Eastern, 11 Central. And it's another 20 minutes or so, or however long we feel like going.
Yeah.
Might be 80 minutes, might be 1,000 minutes, because we do it in metric.
Wow.
So we don't know how long it is, really.
One day
nobody knows. There's no way to tell.
Should do an overtime that we sign off from 5 seconds before the regular show starts the next day.
Right? Yes.
One
day that may happen.
May.
Anyway, blazetv.com/Pat. Enter the promo code Pat. Save $10 off your sub. We got some tweets here. Carl Smith tweets, the real reason for the baby formula shortage is that lefties whining over Elon Musk's purchase of Twitter took it all. From DS, COVID was the best thing to happen to public schools because it made parents pay attention to what's happening in schools. Yep. Middle class Elon tweets, well, the Democrats and mainstream media are the leaders of misinformation, disinformation, and malinformation. So we're in the middle of a liberal pandemic.
Yeah. Oh, this is the best tweet of the day right here.
Is it? From Chicken Too Tasty?
Yeah.
Mark today down, Keith.
Okay.
You actually corrected Pat on a math problem. Miracles do happen.
Yeah. Keith Math Day. Every May 10th is now Keith Math Day.
Wow. Couple years ago, this is amazing because this is 2 years, almost 2.5 years in the making. You know who Chet Hanks is? It's Tom Hanks' son. And he was at an event, I think the Golden Globes.
Yeah, this is January of 2020.
Yeah, over 2 years ago.
God.
And here's what he did.
Well, we have the video.
Oh, we do have the video of what he did back then?
Yep.
Here it is.
Big up the whole island, massive. It's your boy Chatana, coming straight from the Golden Globes, you want saying? Me father Tom Hanks presenting in a what, soon forward come. Big up, tune in.
Okay, so there it is. He's just screwing around.
Yeah.
Sounds like a Jamaican accent, I guess.
Is patois? What is patois?
Jamaican?
I guess.
I guess.
No, it's.
I don't know. I don't know, but he's just messing around
Right.
in an accent. You can't use an accent of any kind anymore, right? Is that
Not if you're white, bro.
wow? All right, so he was asked to apologize for that recently on some stupid show, and here's what he had to say.
Are there any marginalized communities you want to apologize to? I don't know, maybe the Patois community?
Patois community.
No, he's shaking his head.
Nah.
I don't feel like I've truly done anything offensive, so.
You don't see it as cultural appropriation. You see it as like a celebration of culture.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like social justice warriors can like go kick rocks.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got it. What do you want from him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No comment. Got it.
No, I mean, I
He did make a comment.
agree.
What do you mean?
Social justice warriors can kick rocks.
She's stunned.
That is fantastic. Wow.
Chet Hanks is 180 degrees different than his dad, Tom Hanks.
Seems like, yeah. Because Tom Hanks would have apologized profusely. What do you want me to commit, Harry Carey? I mean, okay, I'll do it. Somebody give me a sword. I'll just ram it through my stomach. He's like, nah, go kick rocks.
Yeah, you had it. Thank you for saying it like that. That's perfectly stated.
That is great.
Look at her face. Good job, Rob. Look at
He
that.
just doesn't care.
Perfect. I'd love to hang out with Chet Hanks.
Is there any marginalized community you'd like to apologize to right now?
No.
Cool.
When was the last time you saw that? I mean,
that's why it's so refreshing.
1965.
Because everybody today is just like,
yeah,
I guess I just wasn't thinking, and it's just, boy, if you're to believe that there is white privilege, then he should be able to do any accent he wants without anybody getting offended or bothered. So thank you for just standing up, because it's stupid. I'm not going to apologize for that. My goodness.
Cultural appropriation. Stop with that nonsense. So I can't dress up for Halloween. I can't use an accent that somebody actually has on this planet. That's such bull crap. I guess for every person who pretends to be American, use an American accent, are they ever disparaged? Is that cultural appropriation? No. Nobody ever says, hey, you're sounding like an American when you're really from France. Why are you doing that? You shouldn't do that. You're appropriating their culture. Hey, you can't eat a Big Mac. That's American. Are you appropriating American culture? Stop eating Big Macs.
Yeah.
It's that bad.
Yeah, it sure is. And that is why when someone like a Chet Hanks or a Donald Trump or a Ron DeSantis says, screw you, that's why we all flock to that person, because we're like, thank you.
Because it's
somebody
so refreshing.
Is in my head saying exactly what I would be saying.
Yes. Yes. Or what you would like to say, but you're too afraid.
Say it.
I mean, he just spoke for tens of millions of people there.
Say it.
888-900-3393. More Pat Gray Unleashed coming up.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Welcome. 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter. The COVID-19 cases among the attendees of the White House Correspondents' Dinner last week.
Uh-oh.
Seems to be mounting. High-profile cases following the dinner include ABC reporter John Karl, Secretary of State Antony Blinken, and reporters from the Washington Post, Voice of America, and a bunch of other outlets. There's no exact count because Trump's not in office. If Trump were in office, there would be an exact count. They would tell you just how many there are.
Yep.
And it's not clear, they say, whether which dinner attendees contracted the virus at the dinner itself or at one of the many parties last weekend surrounding it. But the string of reported cases does emphasize the point that even as the country seeks to move on from the virus, large indoor gatherings do carry some risk. The cases have also played into an ongoing debate, with some arguing that the current era of COVID-19 allows vaccinated and boosted people to decide to attend large gatherings, even if it means a small risk, while others are more cautious, pointing to the downstream effects on other people of increased transmission.
But we aren't supposed to be allowed to take a risk if we would like.
Correct.
I see. Only the elites have that option.
Yes. Now you're getting it.
Okay.
Good for you, Keith.
Thank you.
Way to catch on.
It's a good day for me. I got
That's
some math
really good.
right.
You got the math thing.
And I got the...
and you got the prevailing theory here.
Okay.
That's really good.
Wow, I'm going to buy a lottery ticket today.
You should. This is your day.
It's my day.
Also, passengers say Lufthansa threw all visible Jews off of a New York City to Budapest flight because some of them weren't wearing masks. I think we have some video of that, of what happened there.
We have to get there. I'm not with the group.
I'm not with the group that got kicked off for not wearing masks. So she's going to explain why you're banned too.
Is this a Lufthansa decision that all Jewish people that were on that flight can't go on any flight today? Because this is 2022, and this is a Western country. So this has to go up to upper management, because this is like anti-Semitism.
The upper management was...
Yeah, so we would like to talk to upper management, because this is 2022. This is a Western country, and there's a lot of history of anti-Semitism throughout the world, this is gruesome.
We will discuss about the history.
No, this is gruesome. This is like, this is unbelievable.
I have a question. I have a question. It would happen if you were African or if you were Hollander. What's the rule?
So why am I will bring a mask the whole time. Why am I lumped in with them?
I know, it was one... Everybody has to pay for a couple of them.
Everybody from that race?
From
no, everybody else on the flight went. So why am I paying?
Is.
The non-Jewish people on the flight went. So why the Jewish people pay for other people's crimes?
Because it's Jewish coming from JFK.
So Jewish people coming from JFK are paying for the crimes of the people.
Wait,
what? Do you pay for the crimes of Israel?
No.
Just the Jewish people on that flight?
Do you want to discuss with me, or do you want to listen to?
No, I'm like shocked beyond. I've never in my adult life I've never heard of it.
If you want to do it like this, Jewish people who were the mess.
Who
made
Jewish
the problems.
people were the mess. Jewish people made the problems.
All Jews are banned from Lufthansa for the day.
Just for this flight.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, so
exactly what you think it is.
Some Jewish people didn't wear a mask.
Right.
And they were thrown off.
Right. And they were obviously Orthodox Jews on this flight.
And then other Orthodox Jews who were wearing masks were also thrown off.
Because they look like them. And they may, I don't know, somehow they may be associated. I have no idea.
But other people on the flight got to go.
Got to keep going, yeah.
If they weren't Jewish. So what he was saying was, because I'm a Jew, you're kicking me off the flight. I had nothing to do with those people.
But see, here's the justification, Pat. It's, quote, Jewish people who made the mess, Jewish people made the problem, end quote.
Oh, my God.
Now, who was earlier in that clip?
Wow.
Who was saying... Yeah, Afrikaners, other race, you know. So I think, was it the Lufthansa lady that was saying, yeah, they get to go?
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, she did say that.
Okay, now, we do this so often.
Wow.
But it has to be said. if that is a Muslim group.
Yes. Yep. Or a black group.
Or a black group or whatever.
Whatever.
There
would be nonstop coverage of this. I've seen this nowhere, actually. Have you seen it? I mean, other than online. Have you seen it on CNN or
not
even
CNN.
Fox?
Yeah, I think I saw it on Fox. Like briefly this morning, I was looking over.
I mean, that is impossible to justify. Yeah, okay, because you're an Orthodox Jew, we're going to kick you off too.
Yeah, because it was Jewish people who made the mess. Jewish people made the problem. End quote.
Okay. All right, so I have to pay for their mistake? I didn't do it. I didn't do that.
Yeah.
So,
I would like to know the pilot. I want to know who this pilot is making this decision.
I would say Lufthansa has a serious issue on its hands with being sued. How do you lose that lawsuit? Man, everyone has to pay for a couple. It's Jews coming from JFK, Jewish people who were the mess, who made the problems.
Yeah, and just little background on Lufthansa. They are based
Germany?
In Germany, which has a history.
No, what? Really? What?
With Jews. Yes. Look it up. You'll have to look it up. I'm not going to have to explain it here. It's something else. Something else, right?
Yeah, I can't even believe it. We watched it, and I still can't believe it. She's admitting it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? It's Jews coming from JFK. You know what I mean? Jewish people were who were the mess.
Okay, but we weren't with them.
Who made the problems? It was Jews.
We were wearing our masks.
Yeah, but you're Jewish.
Okay, maybe, but I was wearing a mask like
Are you a Jew?
Well, I was asked
Get off the flight. Get off the flight.
Wear a mask, and I did. I mean, this is
even understand.
You're going to hear a lot more of this.
Oh, wow. How do you think that's okay if you're a Lufthansa employee? How do you say that with a straight face? And he's throwing around the anti-Semitism too. So, he's proving a point here that you really shouldn't be doing this. This is not politically correct, and she doesn't care.
Okay, I'm just looking here at the history of the airline. 1926. Okay. It was known as Germany's flag carrier until 1945. All service terminated following the defeat of Nazi Germany. It is. Oh, here we see. I was looking for this nugget. It has since been demonstrated that Deutsche Lufthansa relied on the use of forced labor and housed forced laborers at some airport.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so
of course
they kind of rebranded themselves after the war.
Okay.
And there you go. I mean, this is kind of stuff that's going to come out, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Wow.
Amazing. Wow. 888-900-3393. Let me tell you about Patriot Mobile, because if you haven't switched yet, the question is why? Why haven't you switched yet? Every day we hear about another major corporation that's gone woke, that's tormenting their employees with leftist propaganda and funding organizations who seem to hate this country, traditional values, and the Constitution. That's why, proud to support Patriot Mobile, America's only Christian conservative cell phone provider. They offer the same nationwide coverage as all the major carriers because they're on the same towers. So you get the same great service, plus the peace of mind that your money is supporting free speech, life, and liberty. Patriot Mobile has plans to fit any budget, and their 100% U.S.-based customer support team provides really exceptional customer support. Patriot Mobile shares your values, and they support organizations that fight for the things you believe in, like religious freedom, constitutional rights, and sanctity of life. Go to patriotmobile.com/Pat. Call 972-PATRIOT if you'd rather do it on the phone. But either way, you get free activation when you use the offer code PAT. And veterans and first responders save even more. So make that switch today. PatriotMobile.com/Pat. PatriotMobile.com/Pat or 972-PATRIOT.
Gray returns.
Kind of a strange discussion on the U.S. Supreme Court leak yesterday on MSNBC. Had a guest who said some interesting things about the leaker. Here's what happened.
Hide your kids.
Yeah, so I mean, here's the thing. Here's my feeling about the leaker. I would like to find out who the leaker is so I could make sweet love to that person, because that person is a hero to me. Okay? And if the leaker, a lot of people are saying it could be a conservative. If the leaker is a Republican, and if I get pregnant during our lovemaking, I will joyfully abort our fetus and let them know.
Oh, man.
I don't know if that
clever?
answered your question. I probably didn't.
It was a little off topic. It was a little. Go ahead, Jeff. Take this one.
Oh, God.
It's all rumor right now, right?
Jeez, they can't even figure out who's mic to pot up and who's not to.
No, I don't think it's. I think it's no. It's life. It's a life in the Zoom era. You know, everybody's mic gets.
Okay.
But anyhow.
Isn't
she a winner?
Is she a winner? Oh, the original one?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's great. That's great. She's going to make sweet love to whoever leaked it and then have an abortion proudly. Despicable people. Seriously. I mean, just absolute evil incarnate. And they're proud of it. They're so very proud of it. I don't know why do they love abortion the way they do? It's so bizarre.
It is. You're out of words.
Yeah, absolutely out of words.
It's evil. It's cultish.
Mm-hmm.
It's grotesque.
Mm-hmm.
It's insanity.
It's at a religious fervor.
It is. I'm beyond. Beyond.
Yeah. You know who was pretty reasonable about it during a discussion? Once again, in a source maybe you wouldn't think of, was Bill Maher, admitting a couple of things he didn't know about abortion. And I'm sure there's more he doesn't know, but here's some things he was contemplating at his, little roundtable discussion.
You know, it's interesting because until this memo was leaked and we found out that now, unless something very unforeseen happens, the Supreme Court is going to undo Roe versus Wade after 49 years. We haven't really been focusing on it, or maybe I'm projecting. I guess I haven't been enough, because I learned things this week, because this put it on the front page, that are pretty basic things that I did not know about abortion.
Like what?
Like
what,
in
Bill?
Europe.
In Europe?
The modern countries of Europe.
Well, in
way
Europe.
more restrictive than we are, or what they're even proposing. If you are pro-choice, you would like it a lot less in Germany and Italy and France and Spain and Switzerland.
See, he can't believe that, because Europe, there's some hero worship there in Europe. Because in Europe, they're more socialist than we are. In Europe, they know about climate change. In Europe, they abort babies a lot. In Europe, then he finds out in Europe, they have more restrictive abortion laws than we do. Than I believe Utah does. It's pretty amazing.
Wow.
Pretty incredible.
Did you know that? I didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
That's right. Okay. I learned most people who are pro-life are women. Did not know that.
Huh. And it does seem to have affected his point of view, doesn't it? Doesn't it seem like he's been moved by those two realizations? Wait a minute. We have less restriction on abortion than Europe does? And I thought only men were pro-life. No. More women than men are pro-life. Huh.
Yeah, the bill that the Democrats are trying to get passed as they're momentarily distracted from sending your tax dollars to Ukraine by the tens of billions.
Yes.
Is they're trying to codify Roe versus Wade, and it doesn't even include the word woman.
Except in the title of the bill.
Yeah.
Is that amazing? So I thought they got over that, because that was a story last week that Schumer was taking out all the references to, right? Wasn't he putting back into it like this is for women? And then he must have been so afraid of the trans movement that they took out all the references again to women. That's amazing. So how many people with, man units are going to receive abortions, I wonder, in the next few years?
Right.
How many?
Right. I'm not even going to do the research.
You're not?
So, but it's not only not going to be in the bill, right? It's also not in the Constitution, as we learned.
Right.
As we learned from Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Mm-hmm.
Fake history.
We also learned this, I think, in 1990.
Boys have a penis, girls have a vagina.
Okay, but we seem to have forgotten that since 1990.
That's your assignment, everyone. Go watch Kindergarten Cop with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
And you'll learn some stuff.
Yeah.
You'll learn some stuff. He even, thanks for the tip at the end of that. And you should thank them for the tip, too, because we don't know any of this stuff anymore. Jeez. Really, absolutely mind-boggling. But also, we got another school story here, written by somebody that just hates Republicans. A high school class exercise about police shootings and unarmed black men biased against the GOP, according to some parents and others, questioning a Missouri public school class exercise about police shootings. And they say it's biased against, Republicans and parents.
I don't see the bias here.
A student in an advanced placement government class at Holt High School in Wentzville said an assigned in-class online exercise included the following statement. Teresa has heard in the news about the fatal shootings of unarmed African-American men by police officers, but does not think it is necessarily due to racism. Okay. It finished off with the following multiple choice question.
Okay.
Teresa is most likely A, and then the following choices.
Okay.
Democrat,
okay.
Black woman, Republican, Democrat-leaning woman.
So she's like, maybe these shootings aren't racism necessarily.
Well, she's most likely, of course, according to the answer in the text, is she's a Republican, obviously, because you wouldn't.
That's your correct answer.
Yeah, you wouldn't have no Democrat, no black woman, no Democrat-leaning woman would have that thought.
Why are your
kids?
It's
not necessarily due to racism.
Like honest question. Why are your kids in school?
Yeah.
Why are they in a public school?
The only reason probably is because you don't. I mean, it's really hard to change your whole life and start homeschooling.
Sure. So
somebody's got to be home with them, right?
Yeah. It would be easier to just leave your kids at home and just let them run around at 8 years old or whatever, just whatever you want to do, kid. Look, if you can't afford the materials and you can't afford to lay out of work, and I don't mean it like that, but if you can't afford to stay home, and that is a legitimate concern across the board, I got that, then literally your kid would be better off just learning life skills on their own, just running around alone in the house all day, than going to school and being indoctrinated on matters of sex and race and environmental crap. I mean, I'm going to trust my kid running around my house all day at age 7 within this.
Maybe there's a charter school. Maybe there's a private school you could afford. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what parents do today because I'm just so glad that I don't have kids in the public school system anymore because it's really hard. And you really need to know what they're hearing at school and what they're learning at school. And most of the time, I think you probably need to take them out of school because you can't afford to have your kids brainwashed by this system any longer. It's just too bad. It's too ugly. And it's changing them too much.
Yeah.
And threatening the life of this country.
Yeah, exactly. Your kids, the country, it takes a lot to turn a ship around.
Yeah.
And that is the same for a country or for the mind of your child once they are wrapped in the tentacles of these monsters.
Yeah. Tough, man. By the way, Fred Savage, you know who he is? He's the original Wonder Years kid.
I loved that show growing up.
Back in the day, I did too. I loved it. The Wonder Years star Fred Savage has been fired as the executive producer and director of the reboot of the 80s sitcom.
Which is great.
This is the one on Disney
Disney Plus with the black family.
Yeah, it's a black family instead of a white family this time.
So good. It's so good.
I haven't seen it, but you like it?
Oh, yeah. You should check it out, man. Because
I like the original.
Right. You go into these shows and you think, please don't ruin it. Make this about race and woke and, oh, please don't do this.
And they haven't?
No, I mean, they do it about race based on their experience, but nothing offensive to a white audience, if you will.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
A spokesman for 20th Century Television, which produces the new version of the series, confirmed that Savage, 45 years old now. Jeez.
Where's the time
45. He was terminated over allegations of inappropriate conduct. Oh, Fred. Recently, we were made aware of allegations of inappropriate conduct by Fred Savage, and as a policy, an investigation was launched. Upon its completion, the decision was made to terminate his employment as an executive producer and director of The Wonder Years.
This wasn't just a knee-jerk reaction.
Right.
They looked into it.
Most recently, he was directing and producing The Wonder Years reboot, which started airing on ABC last fall. It stars Elisha E.J. Williams as Dean Williams, a young black boy growing up in a middle-class family in Montgomery, Alabama. During the same time period as the original, which I believe was the 80s, right?
Wait, the original?
Yeah. Was it about the 60s?
60s.
It was the 60s.
Yeah. Vietnam and stuff.
I mean, its show ran in the 80s, but it was about the 60s.
Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The details of recent allegations against Savage were not immediately known, but he has faced other allegations of misconduct in the past. In 1993, a former costume designer on the set of Wonder Years filed a sexual harassment lawsuit against then 16-year-old Savage and his co-star.
16-year-old.
Yeah,
him and his TV brother apparently were.
Jason Hervey.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, boy.
Apparently they weren't nice to somebody.
No, they physically and verbally harassed her, apparently.
I don't like learning stuff.
I don't either. I hate it. But and there's a big thing about Bill Murray right now, too.
Yeah, that's right.
That he's been harassing people on set, and he just got fired from some movie that he was doing.
It was one lady in particular, was it not?
I think so, yeah.
And he said that I thought it was funny. She didn't. Oh, well. So, I don't know. He didn't say, I added the oh, well.
I didn't see that quote. I thought it was funny. She didn't. Oh, well. Let's move on.
Yeah, let's let bygones be bygones. Yeah, I don't have details on Bill Murray. Those haven't been leaked. But I think you would enjoy. You should give The Wonder Years a shot. Watch a couple of episodes. And Don Cheadle is the narrator. So he's the voice of the black kid, the star of it.
Okay.
And I think it's well done. I've seen about 5 episodes.
Is there a whole season yet to watch, to binge on?
I think so. Yeah. Because it's like the article said, it's been going on since the fall.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not sure how many episodes we're up to, but yeah, there's a lot.
Fun.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Check it out.
Also, tomorrow we got to tell you about the cities that most Americans who are moving most to. Where would you suppose that would be? Los Angeles, New York? No. No. That's where they're coming from.
Yeah, go back.
We'll share where they're going, though, coming up. And we also have overtime on the way as well.
Pat Gray, only on the Blaze Radio Network.